Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I finally got my sunflower book. You guys know how it is. The skill book system is a nightmare, but we got the books and we got a build running. I'll explain to you guys how this build works. But before I do that, I know I'm gonna have a lot of questions in the comment section about the Hornet nest build and stuff. So let me do a quick disclaimer about the Hornet nest build. Hornet nest does similar damage to sunflower. By numbers alone, it's probably better. Hornet nest does almost the exact damage as sunflower. It's also cheaper to build. However, you'll need a lot of crit chance for this build to work, because if you do not crit, you do get the cast time on it, and you can stack them easier than you can stack sunflower. If you want to build Hornet nest, don't let no one tell you it's a bad build. It's actually a very decent build, and it actually does almost the exact same damage as sunflower. The only reason I'm playing sunflower is because sunflower is way more fun to play, and it's an AoE build as well. On the nest feels really bad for me to play, and the only time you lose that cast time completely is if you get the legendary book. The purple one still has that disclaimer where you have to crit for it to be an instant cast. I tried it with the blue book when I had like 2,500 crit or something, which is like 60%, 65% crit chance, and it felt really bad. If you do not crit, you get the cast time. If you crit, it feels really good. So there's that. That's all I want to say about that. It's a very easy build as well. Hornet nest doesn't require any prerequisite books. You don't require any other book to make Hornet nest run. It runs on its own. Okay, it doesn't need any buff or anything. Just slap on some Hornet nest build, press LMB and RMB, and you're good. It's that simple. Maybe some focus recovery in like Hive Swarm and Doom and Gloom, and that's about it. So that's all I wanted to say about Hornet nest. Rambo Beast build, don't build this. It doesn't work. It's a very bad. I wouldn't even say it's a Rambo Beast build. It's more a Sunburst build. So you're basically doing the Sunburst build. So that's all I wanted to say about those two builds. I don't play them at all, so I can't say so much about that. So let me tell you guys about the sunflower. This is what I've been playing. I've been having a blast with this build. It's a lot of fun. So let's get straight into the sunflower build. Let me first explain how this build really works. So the build revolves around your photosynthesis stacks. When you get 10 stacks of photosynthesis, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 9 stacks. The moment you hit 10 stacks, you enter into a state called overflow, and your sunflower becomes super sunflower, and it enables you to do 5 seconds, just hold RMB, do a ton of damage, and then rinse and repeat. Build another 10 stacks somehow, any way you can, and then blast again. That is the entire build idea behind the sunflower build. It's very easy on the hands as well, and it becomes even better the more better books you start getting. Like if you get a purple book, like you just hold in RMB, you're not doing so many insane combos and animation cancels and all that stuff. It's a really fun build to play. So another thing I need to notice about the sunflower build, which I don't think this was in the live version, so this is probably a new thing. I want you to watch your number 1, LMB and RMB. Whenever you press any of these 3 skills, they go on a shared global cooldown. So if you press LMB, they all go on a shared global cooldown. See, LMB, they all go on a cooldown, LMB, all go on a cooldown, RMB, all cooldown, RMB, all cooldown. Even if I press 1, see the 2 go on a cooldown. So I cannot animation cancel LMB into RMB. Not possible, because the moment I press LMB, RMB goes on a 0.7 second cooldown. So it's kind of, I don't know why they did that. I remember live you were able to animation cancel, if I'm not wrong. So this is probably a new thing, but it's okay, because eventually you won't really be LMBing at all. The moment you hit, you get your purple sunflower. So the blue sunflower gives you 1 stack. The purple sunflower gives you 2 stacks. To get into photosynthesis, you need 10 stacks. So if I hold RMB, I'll only get 5 stacks and I'm out of focus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stacks out of focus. If I had the purple book, it would be 10 focus, 10 stacks. I'll be straight into overflow. So right now, without the purple book, I am forced to supplement the extra 5 stacks somehow. So LMB is what I'm using a lot, and also something like hit ray and gimme light on your tool. So yeah, I wanted to mention that about the GCD and explain to you why it may feel clunky when you're trying to LMB RMB. Second thing that you need to do the moment you start your sunflower build, you want to go over to Sunburst and you want to lock this skill. Using Sunburst is a DPS loss. If you want to use Sunburst, you have to be into overflow to use Sunburst. Maybe you did like your seed shroud overflow and then you got into photosynthesis and then your Sunburst activated. Pressing Sunburst is a DPS loss. You're much better off holding your RMB because it will also be in the overflow state, which is a super sunflower, not sunflower. So, okay, so just lock Sunburst and forget that skill exists the moment you get your sunflower book. So your LMB, I have the Rostone photosynthesis. This gives me 1 stack and also focus recovery. So it helps with building stacks. So every time you RMB and then you LMB, you get a focus back. RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB. And you'll be able to go overflow without losing focus. Then LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, LMB, RMB, overflow. It's an endless cycle, okay? But you can even make this even better. So that's the first one. Get those 2 books and you're already starting your sunflower journey. So let's go to the third book. You're gonna go into heat ray photosynthesis. So this is your number 1 skill. So this skill gives you 2 stacks of photosynthesis the moment you use it, and an extra stack if you crit. So a total of 3 stacks. Now, when you get this book, it is better to spend this, especially when you are like a little higher on focus, because it's a cheaper way of getting stacks than RMB, right? RMB is 2 focus and you'll get 1 stack. This is 3 focus, you're gonna get 3 stacks. Okay, most of the time 3 stacks, because if you have decent crit chance, you're gonna get a lot of stacks from this. So you'll be like RMB, RMB, and then press 1. You spend 3 focus, but you get like 3 stacks, right? If you crit, that is. So I wouldn't recommend using it when you're like low on, like when you're around here. It's not a good idea to spend it when you're like very low focus. I like spending it when I'm like super high on focus. So like when I'm maybe like even full, that's when I spend it, right? Because that way I can RMB and then continue my rotation, and I'm going to get into overflow even earlier than I would just by pressing LMB, RMB. So that's the idea behind it. Use it sparingly. Don't use it when you're very, very low on focus. Only use it when like very high on focus. Okay, let's go to Give Me Light. So Give Me Light is from Drain. So Drain, Give Me Light. This gives you 3 stacks of photosynthesis, but also activates your Mystic Badge. So the Mystic Badge makes the sunflower cost 1 focus instead of 2, right? 1 focus instead of 2. So how I usually use this is mainly after I just came out of overflow and I'm now trying to build more stacks to go back into overflow state. So let's say I came out of overflow at around there. Never mind. Let me just build overflow. So at 9 stacks, like I get into overflow and then I hold my RMB. My overflow ends, right? RMB, and then I do 2, I get stacks, and then I get the Mystic Badge, which recovers 1 focus on sunflower. So my sunflower are now costing 1 focus, right? I can easily go back into overflow without spending my entire focus, and then I go back into overflow. So it's just a way of getting into overflow faster, because this makes your sunflower basically a purple sunflower. Where is it? It basically makes this into a purple sunflower, because now you're getting 1 focus for each sunflower instead of 2 focus, right? And you're getting 1 stack for each. So it basically is a temporary way of making blue sunflower into a purple one. Think of it like that, right? So you wanna use, so the moment you hit this, you're gonna do this, and then now your sunflowers are a little cheaper because every time you do a sunflower, you recover one. So boom, you recover one. So instead of it costing 2, it's costing 1. Think of it as a purple sunflower book at home, kind of a thing. So doom and gloom, I get the blue one, of course, that's because of the recovery. So you get 5 recovery for this. So how I use this as well is, let's say I just came out of overflow again. So you want to be juggling these cooldowns, right? So I came out of overflow, I'm full focus, right? And I don't feel like doing RMB. You can hold RMB, just spend all the 5 focus at once. So just boom, 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 boom. You can't do any skill except that. Then do your doom and gloom and F. That will start giving you back overflow. Then you can maybe RMB once and then boom, 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 and then you're back into overflow. It's another way of quickly getting back into overflow as well. So these are all tools to get you into overflow. I hope you guys are seeing like this kind of a pattern, right? You just want to be in overflow every time. So that's the entire reason of doom and gloom, and that ties into briar patch. Sorry for jumping, but that also ties into briar patch. I get the blue book because the blue book also gives focus recovery every hit for like 10 seconds. It's a long buff. So hive swarm is from your Petostorm. So Petostorm also gives focus recovery. The entire build is focus recovery. So with the hive swarm, you just want to like hive swarm it, and then that will be covering your focus. See? But it's not fast enough. It has like a delay because it's for like 10 seconds, right? So it has a delay, and you can supplement that delay by throwing in like a quick LMB in the middle. If you had a purple book, that doesn't really matter because just book the hive swarm and then RMB and then you're into overflow. But without that, you can like in the middle supplement it with an RMB. Like just supplement it with like one RMB. That's all you need, and then you'll be into overflow, and then you'll be good. And then now you are now juggling these cooldowns. So you're using every time you're off overflow, use one of your focus recovery tools here. Go back to overflow, rinse and repeat. Crouching Tiger, the taunt, most of the time it's not needed because there'll be a tank, maybe a Force Master, or if it's tanking Poharan, or maybe a Blade Master. So most of the time you're not really needed to tank. And that is where this comes in, because this gives you focus recovery every 2 seconds, very low cooldown. It's like a 4-second cooldown because it's like a channel. So the cat does that, and then you just hold that. You're gonna get the recovery back. Supplement it. All of these ones, you have to supplement it with an LMBO in the middle, 1 or 2. Okay, so you cannot just use one skill and it's gonna give you the entire bar during that, because you just want to like supplement it with one or 2 LMBs in the middle. So that's the idea behind the torture. It's just a focus recovery for you. So just RMB, 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 maybe an LMB in the middle, RMB, and then into overflow. The cat goes there, you can pull it back, and then do it again. It's one of the simplest way to like maintain the focus. If you wanna be a little helpful to your team, you can do it close to the boss, right? And that way everyone gets the focus recovery because it's a party buff. It's not really only you. But I don't really like playing too close to the boss, so I'm a little selfish. So I stay far away with like my Force Masters, and I give them that buff, and we enjoy it in the back line. So that's Crouching Tiger. I really like this. It's one of the easiest way to manage your focus is with this blue book. So get this blue book as fast as you can. You do lose the taunt though. So let me jump to one of the skills here, like C. A lot of people have been talking about this strike defense reduction. Let's quickly talk about the strike defense reduction. So this is a party skill, right? So this one reduces the defense reduction, the defense of a boss maybe, for like 10 seconds. The problem with this skill is you need 5 poison stacks for you to get the debuff. Sunflower build has no reliable way of getting the poison stacks. The easiest way I can see is if you swap from Roston photosynthesis into venomous Roston. It is not that bad. If you have a lot of crit, you can make this work. If you don't have that much crit, you're gonna lose quite a lot of stacks. So this is a very personal preference. I don't like the RNG nature of the stacks with this. If you get the purple sunflower book, immediately swap into venomous. It's as simple as that. But again, if you get the purple sunflower book, you really don't want to be pressing LMB at all, because you're gonna be spending so much time into overflow that pressing 5 LMBs to get 5 poison stacks is a DPS decrease. So you're gonna lose DPS by pressing LMB. So this skill needs a rework. Another way of getting these debuffs, but with the sunflower build, the way it is set up right now, it's not, I don't know how, this is a very personal preference to you guys. If you feel like you really need to get this, do it. I don't really see any big difference so far, maybe with the later content, but right now it's not really needed. You don't really need this defense reduction on any boss at the moment. Maybe in the next one, probably, but for now, no. So just keep that in mind. If you want to get poison stacks, you can swap this into venomous Rostom. You can get the purple lunge and hope for the best. I think this, yeah, you can also get Petostorm Toss here. Where is it? Yeah, Petostorm Toss also gives 10 seconds, 5 stacks of poison. So you can do that as well, but do you really want to give up Hive Swarm? I don't think so. I don't think so. Another thing I don't have here is my Solidarity. So Solidarity, there is Daybreak. Daybreak gives you 5 stacks of photosynthesis. However, I don't have this blue book yet because I already have enough ways of getting stacks. What I don't have is focus, right? And if I could get the purple one is fucking broken. The purple one is so good. I would like to get the purple book. So if I get the purple blue, I'm gonna keep it. But for now, the blue one is a little overkill. I have so many ways of getting stacks. My issue is actually the focus. So here it's purple daybreak. My next upgrade, if it's like an upgrade kind of a path, is to get the purple daybreak and the purple sunflower. Those are my 2 priority books. Purple daybreak, purple sunflower. Then like maybe you start looking at drain and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. When it comes to points here, of course, you want to 10 points in sunflower for sure. You can do 10 points into the roston, because you're going to be spamming this a lot. When you get your purple, remove those points there. You're not going to be pressing that skill that much. And then you want Doom and Gloom 10, because you're going to be using this in your rotation to get back your focus. You might as well do some good damage. And also your Briar Patch. Briar Patch actually does like really decent damage. So put your points into Briar Patch there. Then you have 10 points left over. You can put this into something like maybe your hit rate, because you're going to be spamming this as well. Almost off cooldown, but like as I said, use it when you have like a lot more focus. Don't use it when you're like lower, because you'll be stuck trying to LMB to get back focus. Use it at the start. If you're like less than 5, don't really use it. Also for sunflower, don't try and go into overflow if you have less than like 4. If you have less than 4, or like I would even say 3, 3 is okay, but that's like pushing it. So if you're at 4, go into overflow, you will never run out of focus. If you're at like 3, you can get lucky and get like a double crit or so, and then get like 4, and then you're good. But if you lose a crit and then you're at 2, then you're like kind of fucked for a while. You might have to LMB once or twice and then continue overflow, which is a small DPS loss, but you get the idea. If you want to min max, make sure you go into overflow when you're like around 4 stacks. When it comes to like your tab, I like Regin Lash because of the double stand. I like standing things myself without depending on the party. And oh, my knockdown. Okay, so I got this book for free at level 50. That's the only reason I have it here. I like the AoE KD than the not really AoE, like the circular. I like the circular KD than the 3-meter frontal KD. I find this KD much easier to land. However, you do have to press it twice, so you have to press like V twice. If you want it to like cast really quick, you do like a quick double tap of V. So like V, V, right? Like quick in quick succession. You're gonna get a quick KD out of it. You have to keep in mind that this CC comes from your cut. So if your cut is CC'd, you cannot be able to do this CC. Steel Shroud as well, I get the Blue Book Overflow. It is super good. It works the same with the one that we were using at the Green Book to be able to cast Sunburst. But this time, when you get the counter, you don't really cast Sunburst. You immediately go into Overflow for like 3 seconds. And in those 3 seconds, just hold RMB because you'll be doing your super sunflowers. There's another easy way of doing sunflowers. So when you are building your summoner, you want to focus a lot of crit because when you look at the super sunflower, you get 1 recovery, focus recovery on hit, and an extra 2 focus recovery every time you critical hit. So the more crit you have, the easier it becomes to sustain the overflow because you will never run out. You don't run out of focus if you're getting crits. This is the TLDR of it. I'm going to show you the rotation I've now been using, and I've been getting a lot of success with this. It makes the build extremely easy to play. This build will like heavily depend on your crouching tiger skill, right? You need to have this. You need to have defense increase. Having your cat next to you, you can combine the cat's focus recovery on you with any other here. For example, Doom and Gloom. For hive, you can combine it with Hive Swarm. You can combine it with the Briar Patch, and it makes it like super easy to a point where you actually don't even have to LNB at all using your blue sunflower. So my rotation will look something like this, right? So I'm gonna cut taunt, and then on me, right? On me, not on the boss, and press 3 at the same time, Hive Swarm. So if I have this, and then I RMD, I can hold it. And I'm gonna get all the entire stacks. And I'm into overflow. The moment overflow ends, I'm gonna call my cat, and then Q again, hold RMD until I lose all focus, and then I F, and I'm into overflow. See? After that, I call my cat, Q, Hive Swarm, and then hold RMD. See, I'm not pressing any other skill, just RMD. Once I'm out of overflow, call my cat, Q, hold RMD until I lose all focus, and then F, and then go into overflow. See the rotation? Call cat, Q, Hive Swarm, RMD. I'm not even using 1, I'm not using 2. This is the easiest way you can play the build. So this all revolves around the Q because you can combine the Q. The Q has a very long cooldown and you can just spam. And you have like a radius to like play around here because you have to be, this is the radius of like the focus recovery. You can do this also close to the boss if you don't want to like use your beacon. Beacon is the E that calls your cat, right? You can do it close to the boss as well, like that, and then just stick around here to the boss and continue your rotation like that if you want to. So that's a personal preference for you as well. So yeah, so that's how I've been playing my summoner, and it actually works really well. I'm keeping up DPSs with like these big classes and stuff. I will never do as much DPS as a Force Master or like a Blade Master. That's a lie. It's not possible unless I'm a Giga Whale. So keep that in mind. You're not going to out DPS these kind of classes. It's not even, you don't even come close. So I hope that helped those guys who are like a little lost with the sunflower build. And if there's any questions, I'm sure there's some things I've missed. If there's any questions, just ask me in the comment section and I'm pretty sure to answer them. And thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.